Okay, my name is Patrick McGranaghan, and like Amy Lee said, I'm a land surveyor at Harris Kocher Smith in Denver, Colorado. I've been a surveyor since 2013. I started MapPorn in 2011 while living in Taiwan. I do like to post maps of Formosa and East Asia. You can reach me on Twitter at MapPornTweet. And I'm a member of Mile High Map Time, Rocky Mountain Map Society, and I'm an OpenStreetMap enthusiast. Okay, so what is MapPorn, if you don't know already? It started as a forum or subreddit to share beautiful maps. For those that don't know, Reddit is a social media site that hosts thousands of communities about every topic under the sun. This is a place to share news, images, memes, to facilitate discussions about a topic. Since then, I've expanded the scope of MapPorn. We now have map contests where users can submit maps and the community can vote on the maps. It is a place to discuss and find maps, and there are currently over 750,000 subscribers. Okay, so what makes a map MapPorn? The goal of MapPorn is to showcase cartographic excellence. Maps come in many varieties, from Spartan scientific drawings to museum-quality pieces of art. And MapPorn takes a broad view of cartography. Not all content pleases everybody, and I'm okay with that. Reddit is a democratic site, and I think it's good when the community decides. Additionally, MapPorn is a place to give exposure to up-and-coming cartographers and geospatial professionals. That's kind of why I came here, to help you guys. If you have a beautiful map to share, just DM me on Twitter, at MapPornTweet, and I can blast it to all the followers. My goal with MapPorn is to reach 1 million subscribers. I want the MapPorn brand to be known worldwide by geospatial professionals, art dealers, land surveyors, geologists, politicians, teachers, etc. Okay, now I want to talk about the Twitter presence, because I've been working on this. In addition to the Reddit forum, I have this Twitter presence, and it started as a place to share and kind of, for the record, keep track of all the best maps on Reddit. I really did not know much about Twitter when I started this, but I quickly realized how powerful of a tool Twitter is. And it's a great way to connect with everybody in the geospatial community. In addition to beautiful maps, the second purpose of the Twitter account is to share news about the geospatial community. I want to highlight advances in technology and design, and Twitter is a great way to be part of that conversation. Lastly, I want to use MapPornTweet to help the general public find maps. I started the hashtag MapPornRequest, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. So I want to talk a little bit about automating the workflow. I try to put 8 fresh maps a day on Twitter. I've been doing this for about 2 years now. It's not easy, but I've been able to do it. In addition, I have to respond to tweets, DMs, requests, everything. Doing this by hand would be very tedious, so I've automated it. I wrote a Python script that interfaces with the Twitter API. Every 3 hours, the script executes. It takes the current time zone, and calculates where in the world it is 9 a.m. Then it'll search the database, and it'll find a map from the region where it's 9 a.m. and post it to Twitter. And I've heard 9 a.m. is kind of the best time. 9 a.m. local is the best time to post to social media to get traction. So, if it's 9 a.m. in London, I'll try to find a map from Western Europe, etc. But it doesn't always do that. It's kind of it's a simple system. The database is hand curated by me. When I started this project, my goal was to get 4,000 maps in this database. At that point, the older maps would be refreshed, the very oldest maps, and they could be posted again, and it wouldn't be a problem with people seeing it again and again and complaining. So at this time, I have 3,500 maps in the database, so I'm pretty close. And once I fill that up, I'll keep on adding. So it'll probably be 5,000 maps. Who knows? Maybe 10,000 maps eventually. Okay. So as mentioned earlier, I use Twitter to help people find maps. It started out as a simple tweet, and in June, let me see. Okay, and so I asked if anybody had a map request. It quickly spread on Twitter, got reposted a whole bunch, and I realized because of the popularity of this post, I'd have to automate this too. So I wrote a script that collects all mentions and all usages of hashtag MapPorn request, and every morning when I have breakfast, I will respond to those requests. It can still be quite time consuming. Sometimes there are up to 50 requests, and I try my best to process all these requests in under a minute each. Usually I'm faster, sometimes I'm slower. I'll start by checking to see if the map is on Reddit or has been posted to Twitter previously. If not, I'll check the archives of David Rumsey Map Center, Beinecke Library of Yale, Library of Congress, National Library of Australia, amongst others. Usually I can find something, but sometimes the maps just aren't out there. So let's see. Now I'd like to show some examples of some of these requests. So one user asked for this town in France, and I figured no problem, but I went to Wikipedia, and this town only has like 200 people in it. But I looked up the nearby region, I found a river nearby, and I was able to find a map of this region. Let me see that. Very nice map. Oh, I kind of posted too quickly. Okay, another user wanted to find a map of Louisville, Kentucky. From the kind of French era, I found an 18th century map, and they were quite happy. I guess Clarksville was misspelled, but you see that on a lot of old maps, the misspellings. Sometimes I can find the map, the perfect map. User asked for a map of Cameroon from 1950, and sure enough, I found this gorgeous map. And I love these requests when there are places that kind of you don't think about very often, and it gives me a chance to learn about places that I may have heard about, but I don't really know. I don't know a lot about. Okay. Another example is this request of, I guess, Saint Genevieve, an old settlement in Missouri. And I was able to find a beautiful map of this area. And the user said that this is across the river from Kaskaskia, Illinois, which was the first capital of Illinois. And a little bit of trivia, getting back to Marissa's talk, Kaskaskia, the Mississippi River has changed course since the 18th century. So in a weird kind of twist, this river is actually this capital of Illinois is actually on the west side of the Mississippi River. It's still in Illinois, but as you can see on the Google, and I don't know if it might be kind of hard to see, but it's still part of Illinois, but it's on the west side. Okay. And sometimes I just can't find the maps. That happens. And like one user asked for a map of where the presidents of Colombia were born. And I'm sure there's maps like this out there. I just couldn't find them. Or another user asked for Hellenistic Crete. I thought I could find that, but I could find like a general map, but not what he wanted. So Another one asked for some coal fields in South Wales, and I get some really obscure requests. Anyways, I just want to draw attention to this here at NACIS, because I think there's an opportunity here. I know there are cartographers here who are building their portfolio, and I say to you, consider creating a map for Wikipedia. You can prove your chops, help society, and contribute some lasting knowledge. Okay. We also have a map contest on MapPorn. This is on the Reddit. And every few months, I invite users to submit original maps for the contest. Community votes on them, and the winner is awarded Reddit Gold. So let me show you some of the winners. This is medieval trade routes in the 11th and 12th century. Author Martin Jan Manson from Sweden made this map, and it's kind of hard to see here, but I have some details. It's just after the decline of the Vikings and just before the rise of the Mongols. And I see this map get reposted again and again. I think it kind of gives credit to the skill it took to make this map. So there's China, and I think I have one of Europe coming up. There we go. A couple other winners: Manhattan's Hidden Etymologies. Linguistic maps are very popular. Etymologies are just kind of the differences between languages. Another map coming up is a map of the Peloponnesian War. And this is just gorgeous. The border, the fonts, the colors really pops out. It's, by Zaleski, and he posts a lot of great maps. Here's kind of a GIS map, regional population structures at a glance. And I don't really understand this one, but it's kind of academic, but it's nice. And the Wyoming Secret Edges, which I'm a land surveyor in Colorado, so this is, I can understand this map. The real border is not the straight line. The real border is as it's monumented. So you can see the border's pretty crooked, and I think it's even a kilometer on one of those. And the Canadian-American border is the same way. Many of these borders are. Okay, let me keep moving. So, some news from MapPorn. Now this is a map of the longest straight line you can sail without touching land. And this was in 2012, I believe. Yes, 2012. So usually when I show this to people, they always say, well, that's not a straight line. And I'm sure in this audience, you guys understand that this is a great circle. And this is actually, it was published in a journal, and they mentioned MapPorn in the journal, so that was pretty exciting. And just to show you, someone made this Google map GIF, or GIF. And yeah, it starts in Pakistan, goes by Madagascar, Cape of Good Hope, between South America and Antarctica, and all the way past Alaska up to the Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia. So there's another one that's people claim that's a Canada to Canada, but that they claim is longer, but that one there's a slight crook in it. So you might have seen that one too. Okay, we also had this extremely rare atlas was found through Reddit, and it's an Ottoman atlas, and it used some kind of special groundbreaking cartographic techniques. So what happened is somebody posted a map from the Library of Congress, and they posted it, and they said in the comments that this is a rare map from the Library of Congress. And a user in Norway who works at, who's a librarian at, I think, the National Library of Norway, saw the post, and he realized they have that atlas in their stacks. So he made a post about it, and it made the news, and the Washington Post and a lot of newspapers wrote about it, and it was pretty exciting. It's a beautiful atlas, too. All right. So I usually play this game, Where in the World. I don't know if I have enough time. Let's just try it. I have one question. So the game is, it's like a trivia game. I'm going to show you a place in the world, and raise your hand if you think you know where it is. So does anybody?
That is Tall in the Philippines.
Yes. Okay. I'll get you a MapPorn sticker. Very good. Okay. And there's my yes, it's famous because it's an island in a lake, on an island, in a lake, on an island. And it's only a couple hours from Manila, so if you're in the Philippines, check it out. There's my contact info, and I don't know if we have time for any questions. So maybe if...
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
We will have time for questions. We can give them a hand real quick.
Hello. My question is, so you said that one of your goals was to kind of be this worldwide excellent database. I think you know where this question is coming. The name MapPorn is a little polarizing, especially if you're intending to be in schools or some sort of official business capacity. So have you considered any sort of rebranding, or are you stuck with MapPorn?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. And when I started this MapPorn, I think the internet was a different place. And it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I mean, the internet was a lot more like anarchic, and or just like, it was kind of loose and laissez-faire. But now it's a little touchy. I'm gonna keep it. I liked it's wholesome. I mean, most of the posts are just kind of academic and trivia and geeky. So it's definitely. But yeah, you're right. It's polarizing, and it's a problem. Even coming to NACIS, there was some discussion about the name, and yeah, even when I email people, I kind of don't know if they're going to get the email because of the spam filters. But I don't know. It's done pretty well so far.
So what are your thoughts and feelings on that other Reddit community, MapPorn Circle Jerk?
I post there sometimes. I mean, I went there and I asked for like some flair because I'm the MapPorn guy. So then my flair there just says flair. So whenever I comment, it just says flair after my name. But I mean, there's like, those communities are for like so many subreddits, and it's pretty fun.
Any more questions?
I have some stickers too, so find me after the talk.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and that concludes our session.